be pretty solid for them. However, Major going to open things up. A bit of a different idea. Pulls and tries to get caught here. He does so indeed. Not expecting Detour so fast. This will fake out towards A, working very, very effectively indeed. We'll see. 3 versus 3. Definitely not out of the question for the CT side.
No, not at all. Kafida. Just contact. Little tag there on towards Major. Calyx already taking damage as well. Absolutely doable for Dino X-Lot, especially if WOXİC falls, but he doesn't. Uses the P2K effectively. And Major stuck by, but MBQ thankfully saving Kafida's life. Back to a 2 versus 2, and it's back and forth.
MBQ, next line. Oh, Calyx spins around to find him. Massive kill. They're on the bomb now. Just need to find the defuser, but Kafida, he can't get the head. And Calyx will pull off the defuse in the nick of time. About a second in it, but he gets it done in Eternal Fire. They've taken the pistol.
That's seriously important as well, off the back of taking their map pick. Maybe not as convincingly as they would have hoped. It's very, very good for them in that sort of fashion. So coming towards the pistol round. Yes, bomb goes down, so it will give Dino X-Lot some funds in terms of an investment. The main thing, kickstarting that campaign on CT side. Brilliant for Eternal Fire. It was a very hard fought first map. Come out the gates flying here on their opponent's map pick. WOXİC, that P2K, finding a 2K. Not a gun often used as well, the old P2K. Especially against the satisfying USPS. It makes it look easy.
Yeah, very true. I don't know. Just a preference thing, isn't it? At the end of the day, the differences are negligible. Calyx up high with the scope. Setting up his teammate is what it was all about. And he's done exactly that. Just 2 remaining. However, the bomb site itself, somewhat vulnerable. Wakadia goes down without a frag. Now just the 2 MP9s left in play. Not really ideal. It goes down. Decent damage. Molotov as well to back it up. 2 versus 2. XANTARES giving his position away, but he's just trying to, take attention away from Major, who's prepped up short here, looking for a fast frag all onto Valencio. Tough one for XANTARES to win here, completely at range. Headshot angle. Really not going to be easy, and Valencio knows it, just stays cool to take him down. Force by 1 for Dynamo X-Lot.
And another force by 1 just generally in this series. We've seen so many. I mean, we kickstarted Anubis going back and forth. It was only settled after about 5 rounds of the force buys. Question being, though, do Eternal Fire match it back with one of their own? And yes, of course, is the answer. Expected, because it's what they did in the map prior. Force buy coming through for them. Unfortunately, not really all that much brought to the table. And B9, Scout, League in a 5-7. WOXİC goes across. Gets caught by the flash, in fact, while midair. Anik is holding for him, and Hadel comes through, and surely he'll catch him. Oh, WOXİC, you naughty man. What a shot.
He's looked pretty nasty on the Scout. He looked great on the first map as well. You remember the force buy that they won? He found like 2 kills and 2 tags or something. So, really impressed by him on that, and definitely a scary prospect moving forwards for Dynamo X-Lot on how to deal with him. Especially they're going towards A, which is kind of his wheelhouse at the moment, hidden in towards Pit. Really great spot for that Scout. So Dynamo X-Lot have to tread carefully.
Yeah, Olga's very quiet here, right? Dynamo X-Lot with a numbers disadvantage. I know they just have to be careful not to walk into too much of a stack here. This round will go south in a matter of moments. Calyx is boosted up over towards Coldzera. Go away. And so you're going to pop out of apartments momentarily. They have made noise. That's the important thing for Eternal Fire to work off. They're still leaving 2 over towards B.
MB2, love this. Managed to get up long with a bit of support as well. However, too quick. The Deagles and Calyx is so accurate from the back of sight. Oh my goodness. Finishes off Valencio as well. Here we go for the merry-go-round once again, as the Deagles come out on top this time.
Monstrous round again. Back and forth and force buy after force buy. And you can never count them out. These 2 sides are seriously good. When it comes towards these force buys, the pistols, they make it look easy. Of course, The expectations exactly that. Dynamo Eclot back in towards the pistols of their own. Double Tech 9, Triple D, gonna fairly decent amount of util. Much slower take it. You already see Eternal Fire dumping a lot of util down in towards B. Banana control is a priority for them. And actually, they'll get it more or less for free. You can already see the likes of XANTARES and Majer. They're just going to push down. Leave the MP9 as deep in towards Banana as they can.
Mid controls come through, looking to move very fast indeed. Great Nation. Calix. Oh, wow. And he's just keeping that accuracy from the Deagles, man. Triple spray down for him. All too easy. And there you have the stability finally coming in. Dynamo Eclot can't find the force by this time around. And thus, we have Eternal Fire with a pretty hefty lead. Should be up to a 4-1 quite quickly.
Yeah, now we kind of settle, right? This is kind of what we saw. Maybe a little bit of a later stage over towards Anubis, but it was actually the same result as Eternal Fire, who were taking that initial point of control. They had a 10-5 half off the back of the CT for Eternal Fire, so we're expecting strength here. It's a much more evenly balanced map overall. It's ever so slightly over towards the CT title. It's like 52% out of Inferno. But Eternal Fire, we're still expecting them to walk away with at the very least a lead when heading on towards their T-side. For Dynamo Eclot, they do need to be careful. Already seen how Eternal Fire, once they've got the snowball effect into play, they can just run away with games. It's exactly what they did in that first half.
Definitely looks that way, doesn't it? Yeah. Tough to say here. Tough to say. I mean, it's been a close series so far, and I think for me that should be set to continue. Majer comes straight out there, will eventually falls, and XANTARES has got the backside though. Drop that bomb. There's absolutely no funny business here. Just a half HP detour. P250 might be able to find one, but we'd assume he gets dealt with quickly, and indeed he will go down. So easy stuff. Now we're getting a bit serious though. Eternal Fire looking to build up a really solid lead once again, similar to the way they did on Anubis.
3-round buffer, but the full buy comes back out against what is, technically speaking, a bonus buy for Eternal Fire, but they've got such good firepower behind them. It's just Majer is taking a little bit of a dampener there, but they're keeping economy a bit more of a long-term. The MP9, I'm assuming, going to play up close and personal. WOXİC first contact for him. It's Anika's MBQ who combine for one apiece. And actually, they've got the A site completely for free. Eternal Fire might not give this retake a go.
Yeah, very true. I think they are indeed moving to save. Wow. Super simple, but super effective from Dynamo Eclot. Very cool to see. And again, was very much their MO yesterday on Inferno. Just play smooth, play a little faster than usual as well. See a lot of teams with the guesswork, you know, going A, pressuring, going B, pressuring, just keeping the CTs guessing. Dynamo Eclot do indeed like to keep it simple and just pack mentality, take some early fights, hope for the best.
It's actually what makes this Dynamo Eclot side so scary. It's just when they move as a unit the way they can. Oh. Bomb will go off and a second on the board for them. And we start to see about what Eternal Fire's response is going to be like. The expectations and all for WOXİC to come out. That's what I'm assuming will come through. Double AWPing was very popular for Eternal Fire in that first map as well. We saw a few times Majer picked it up. Not going to be the case this time, but I'm assuming maybe something in the back pocket for later down the line within this first half. And we're opening the side too, so WOXİC will have the advantage when it comes towards range. He had an incredible first map as well. Him, XANTARES, the youngster of Arcadia too. They all start firing off on their own. Being for a very exciting second map start. And WOXİC, of course, already has been electric.
Yeah, let's find out. Pretty important response round from Eternal Fire. Upcoming Dynamo Eclot, meanwhile, their mission is to find that all-important consistency. Ooh. Awkward bit of noise for Kafida. Definitely not needed, but there's no one around to hear him, so... The jig not up. They're going to go for mid-control once again. Calyx with a flash. Decent nade here? No, they actually call off the push, so no one runs into it, but... Control giving up of the brackets area, at least for now. This is where we might have some of that Inferno guesswork coming in.
Off. Alright, just to clear that close position. Nobody present, though, so don't have to worry all too much. It's a good hold for Eternal Fire in terms of their little setup here. WOXİC and WOXİC are going to be tested. WOXİC will pass the first of flying colours as he looks for more.
Ooh, eats a nade. Could be problematic moving on here. WOXİC, though, in towards pit. They never expect a second, do they? And Calyx is perfectly positioned on the site. Absolutely fantastic setup from Eternal Fire. I mean, yeah, it's going to take some drastic misses to drop a setup like that on the site, but not the case. They keep it together. And you can see what it means. Money looking very, very good. Denying a bomb plant away as well means Dynamo Eclat are just right back to square one.
Wow. Yeah, it's one of those things as well. When you've got kind of that WOXİC and WOXİC 1-2 punch in that close, short position over towards the A site, all they have to do is buy time. That's what they did. Calyx comes in, gets double, closes things out. And too many places to look. He just spammed the smoke to no avail. DEETOR's actually getting up close and personal here. Might make some noise. And MBQ swings, may I say, straight into the orb.
Edge of the smoke. No one presenting at this stage of the round. No one going to be around for DEETOR's boost here either. They're a little too late on that. But they like their chances on B. Looks like they will rotate some guns across, bring the bomb. Try and get themselves in there. I do like the look of this one. XANTARES, whether intentional or not, there is a small gap on the edge of the smoke, but nothing for him to play with just yet.
Yeah, it all goes a little bit quiet. It's eerie right now. DEETOR is pushing forward that hero AK. Let's have a come over. He's in front of it. Needs to stay alive, and he doesn't. And just as he falls, XANTARES swings through. Spamming the smoke, it could be dangerous, but he just threads the needle.
Just about. XANTARES staying alive at the back end of the site as well. It's such a big deal. Majer through the smoke to seal the deals. XANTARES looks like he didn't need too much help, but all the same, again, really solid setup. Keeping it together, staying cool, and finding themselves a really decent foundation to start off this first half here. I think they can be very happy with a 6-2 kind of scoreline. Dynamo Eclat, yeah, they know this is getting worrying, right? The control of these games has definitely gotten away from them. They've been on the back foot on both maps.
Yeah, yeah. The call here for a kind of a conversation, it's so needed. Because this is exactly what happened on Anubis. Had these kind of forced by wars at the start. And when it ended, Eternal Fire and the gun rounds just win every single one. We kind of saw up until it was kind of 9-3 at one point. Eternal Fire had won all but one full gun round. I think for me, that already really shows kind of the disparity when it comes towards the CT side. And actually what was the big issue. If it was a little bit more of an even half in towards Anubis, it could have been a different result. I mean, at one point, they're tying it up. Don't know, like, 12 all, 13 all. They're really pushing the distance there. And it looked like we were going to get the full 30 and some, maybe. But just that massive gap they had to claw back first before we could even talk about a comeback really put them in a rough spot.
WOXİC. Again, looking for gaps in smokes. It does seem Eternal Fire's smokes maybe not quite on point on Inferno, but they're working with them. Damage traded back at the top end of Banana, but no kills come in. WOXİC, oh, fully blinded up and has to give the position away. So now the threat of an approach out on the A bomb site is very, very real. Adia, first line of defense, only good for the one though.
Spamming the smoke here, Majer. Pretty damn close to getting a bit of damage towards MBQ, especially if you have to reload there. Shifts walks back, so 50 seconds to work with. All time square 4 apiece. And with damage dealt towards Eternal Fire too, trades will benefit them. As the bomb looked like it was going to go join forces. Malik is over towards top B. They opted against it, doubling back towards A. They still can split B, if that is the idea. And it looks like that will be exactly the plan. So Mage is actually crucial to the success of Eternal Fire. Kafida slipped the net. Alongside MBQ, they snuck in behind. Mage has got to make a difference here alongside XANTARES.
They'll start to make noise now and kind of give their position away as well with the smoke. So at the very least, Eternal Fire know what's up. Trying to take the fights early. Doesn't happen. Head's ripped off. Just in the nick of time as well, right? 5 seconds. If only they could have stayed alive a little longer. I don't know. It's I talked about it yesterday, right? Because we saw a round pretty similar. You just sort of panic when it's like, oh, they're pushed into CT. You know, you really don't have the instinctive protocols in the back of your mind in order to deal with that kind of situation. You don't know what the timings are going to be like. Who's peeking first? Is CT going to come at you? Is B main, as it were? You know, Banana going to come at you? So it really does, I think, make life difficult in terms of the decision-making.
Yeah. Important, though, for Daniel Eklot, not only winning the round, but in the fashion they did too. Everyone should survive it, despite the radius being extended quite a lot last year. And it's all good. So, only Detour falling. It's a very good B take. That split coming through, you can kind of see it happening in slow motion. Once they've taken long control, but they'd smoked deep over towards Library. Only one thing really going to be happening there. They wrap in Major and XANTARES together, couldn't lock down the site. And that's another one of those situations where to win those rounds, you have to buy time. And they just couldn't do it. Instantly getting deleted. There we go. Major once again this time. Not pushing in front of the smoke. Doesn't want to be taking too much of a fight. Needs to have a retake here over towards Banana. He smoked out.
Banana control kind of gained with the deep smoke, so they've got decent information there. They might rotate one away. Definitely will now that the utility's coming in, right? So buy some time for that rotation to come through is the ultimate goal for these A players. Going to be difficult, though. Pit is being overwhelmed. WOXİC, though, does his job, finds a kill, distracts away, and indeed is going to get another one. Wow. Absolutely beautiful play there from the A defenders once again. It does feel like this A bomb site in particular is really impenetrable right now.
It's incredible how quick they are as well to kind of surround and pounce the way Eternal Fire, you know, have been in a similar fashion to Anubis, slipping behind bit by bit. They've mustered together a buy in round number 11 with a Tech 9 and Mac 10 to support the rifles. My God, it's not pretty. Anti-flash being played there by the AWP, but Eternal Fire take this round. They'll break the economy of Daniel Eklot, and of course, not only doing that, they should be able to start putting up a similar scoreline to out of map 1 with the 9-3. Nade takes down Detour. Thankfully, it's only just a Mac 10.
Still not ideal to be a man down when you are looking for the rounds as desperately as Dynamo Eklot are. Pretty scary. And now they have to back off. You know, they're not confident in the B play anymore. And we've seen how effective A can be, and they're already a man down. You know, this is just really not a great look. I know, again, it's the T side. It can be harder, and particularly with the style that Dynamo Eklot go for, like we say, there's not as much of this back and forth prod, utility usage. They tend to just tell it like it is, so to speak. I mean, look at this. Just contacting out towards A. Okay, maybe it's going to work. Going to try and catch them off. Calixo staying cool. Double one tap. Easy as you like. Kafida, last one left was that B lurking presence to just keep them on B. He did his job, but unfortunately the rest of the boys could not manage it.
Eternal Fire are seriously crisp right now, aren't they? I mean, some of these individuals, some of the shots, obviously WOXİC, no real surprise at all, but Calix has been hitting some crispy ones. I'll be able to see it off as well. In a bit of an off angle, surely overlooked, and it will be. Beautiful 3K for him. Really well played. And for Eternal Fire, they'll guarantee a lead at the turn of the half, at the bare minimum, but the way they are...
Exactly the same as the first map, will be in control. but like I say, there's still room. It's just difficult to say that for Dynamo Eklot right now. They have to pull a massive shift at the tail end of the half.
So, he's not going to come through towards bottom banana. They can hear as well that they're primarily against pistols, and of course, as we know with hindsight, only against the old pistols. Bit of damage being dealt towards Detour. Armor is not really a thing for him. Bit of a luxury that only Kafida has. As Hanneke's falls, he's struggled to get to this game, but Kafida's really struggled to have any impact. 0-9 he currently stands. Yet to get a frag. He's hoping that Tech 9 can bail him out. He's playing entry over towards top banana. And it's Major who's looking to force him to go 0-10.
They're on the way, or they were on the way, B. Just, again, trying to feign some presence, right? Difficult at this stage to find any kind of an opening for Dynamo Eklot. A couple players down, right? You can't really go for the overwhelm play anymore. Looks like Detour is attempting to dig for information, maybe sell some kind of a fake towards A. Meanwhile, a contact on B with 25 seconds left. So they definitely will be going here with that bomb. Missed shot from WOXİC. Still not enough, of course, to distract away the B players. Great timing from XANTARES to figure it out, and a fantastic little flash setup for Major. Easy does it. Easy does it. 9th round comes in, and again, looking very simple. You know, they look good against the rifle rounds, good against the half-buy rounds. It's just not quite perfect, but pretty damn good Counter-Strike, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, you're going to hate to beat a man while he's down in the way it is, but you know, 0-10 with 3 ADR for Kafida. There's a few kind of pretty glaring issues starting to crop up here. Yeah, they're in a very, very worrisome state, all things considered. None of the individuals showing up here. 9-3. Yes, they go back into another buy. Turn of fire. They've got their boot on the jugular. What a shot from WOXİC. Hanneke's no chance at range as he has his head ripped off.
On 4. Not the worst look in the world for Dynamo Eklot, but again, they find themselves a man down. Seems an all too common occurrence there. A simple burst towards B is effective enough to take down XANTARES. Major got to be careful, confident to take the fights. Still a man advantage for Eternal Fire on the retake, but they've given some space. They've given some time for a reset to occur. They're going to look to play together in the ruins area. Detour on the angle. Here's him at CT, of course. Utility to come round. They have to be expecting someone in the ruins spot for sure, man. Calix takes that first face. Wow, can do no wrong right now. In for his 15th kill of the half. Just Kafida against 3. He's got none so far. This is going to be a difficult one for him. He finds himself on the board with Cadia. Sprays him down. It's laboured. It's difficult, but they do get it done. Is there enough time on the defuse?
Close.
This is awfully close. I think they've just about got it, but my goodness. If only here, I don't think that one happens.
Yeah, just as well as the bomb light goes green. The turn of fire will find a 10th, but they'll make to work for that one. At least Kafida gets off the board. But again, still, it's all well and good. Bomb plants, you know, kills for the individuals. But it's not rounds on the board, and that's really all we care about. This is getting dire. I think it's actually gone past the point of dire. 10-3. It's worrying. Boost over. WOXİC spotting 1. Re-peeking and he wants to take this 5. We know he can hit the shot. He did it last round. Detour, huge nade damage for him. WOXİC in the orb goes aggro, and WOXÍC finds yet another kill. And down goes Detour.
Man alive. Yeah, they're just hitting a groove, you know what I mean? Like, the last round is the closest that Dynamo Eklot have come in a long, long time. The fact that Eternal Fire win it just gives them, like, a newfound confidence. The gods of Counter-Strike are firmly on their side. Fantastic defense so far. A little aggressive in places in this round as well. It's kind of a mix-up. We've not seen Eternal Fire move off of the sites an awful lot. So, yeah, something new for Eklot to deal with, and they couldn't. Man, and a well-timed smoke. Execute comes down. They're going to try and go for it here. XANTARES is waiting on a flash. Majer actually flashed himself in. XANTARES to join. And an easy cleanup comes through. Eklot looking dejected and out of ideas right now.
And it's looking like this is going to be, well, a very quick map 2 if things continue on this sort of trajectory in comparison to what we saw. We had a bit of a slog on Anubis. It was tough for Eternal Fire to win that. Not even breaking a sweat here. 11-3 heading into the 15th and final. The bye is uncomfortable to say the least for Dano Eklot. We see a triple Mac 10, a Galil Reike. Danik is wielding the premium rifle. He needs a miracle here. Feeder trying to go up close. Mollied off, has to play up in front of it. I could push the smoke here potentially. Mage needs to be careful. Nade in hand. Thankfully, I think he had support around the corner.
WOXİC, first one to open up once again. This guy is just absolutely flying right now. 21-2. I don't think I've seen a scoreline quite that dominant in a long, long time. Now being somewhat tested here. Wikidia doesn't quite know where to look. 3 versus 3. Dynamo Eklot. Very rarely do they find themselves in an even situation, but it falls by the wayside quite quickly. XANTARES. Away. Should be able to find this. He does so indeed as he holds mouse 1. 12-3. Eternal Fire. Looking to get confident. 3 pushing into the apartments. XANTARES, though, on his trusty Julies. 1, 2, 3. At the shooting range right now. Far too easy. Valentio's still alive on the site. They're not quite expecting him, but he just can't find them flying down from the apartments. Kafida. 1 kill for him. He's going to need to times that by 5, but I don't even think he will be moving anywhere near the A-bomb site right now. Unfortunate. He's dedicated to this crack angle. He's like, someone's coming, B. Yeah. Someone's coming. There's got to be a guy on the lurk, surely.
Surely. Unfortunately for him, unlikely unless you can kind of see somewhat of a lurking presence wrapping around. But yeah, isn't going to be given all too much here. Yeah, it's been a one-sided affair to the least. Antar's going to go poke it over. He wants that 4K. 13 rounds confirmed now for Eternal Fire. Feed will get his 1. Saving the KD at the very least. Go for the Julies as well. I think he may have been heard spotted to the right-hand side to get some of the kills. So they're all consolations and silver linings. But it is still a 10-round buffer. Eternal Fire hold. And surely this one starts to be chalked up as well. Dynamo Eklot have just not shown up to play at all in towards map number 2. Their pick. But with it being Inferno, such an even map that everybody knows how to play. It's a risk. And the risk versus reward is not paying off at the moment.
Yeah, maybe could have seen the Ancient from them.
Yeah.
That's what they picked yesterday against Into the Breach. So, you know, the options were there. Let me just have a double check of the veto. I don't know whether... Ah, okay, Eternal Fire banned it away. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I did have a feeling as soon as I said that there may well be a ban in place, a reason as to why it wasn't picked. You can see, as you say, Inferno, a map that everybody kind of knows how to play. Eternal Fire, some pretty decent experience on this map. So, yeah. And it seems to be flowing quite well for them, actually. It was a map that they played against Looking for Org just yesterday. So, and it was 16-5 there. Mm-hmm. So it seems like they are feeling pretty confident on it. And, yeah, I think rightfully so.
Looking damn good. Granted. Slow around it. Then a fight. Looking back towards A. It's absolutely the right call. You look at the Eklot side. They went for a gamble stack towards B for their lead. Just Anakin alone over towards A. And, yeah, unfortunately, being smoked out from library, the scouts can have no effect. I will probably just assume a full save here. Nobody's sticking around. Just reset and go again in towards round number 18 because they're still not going to have money regardless. Towards the next. Bomb goes down. That will be the round. You can see everybody congregating over towards B from the CT side as they save and hold. What a showing. Eternal Fire not letting up at all. It's making sure they see this one off, and confidently too. They let it slip a little bit at times on towards Anubis. Thankfully, we were able to close it out, but it wasn't without a bit of hardship behind it. This one, none of that here. We could have an extremely quick map number 2. This would be the quickest map we've had all tournament.
Yeah.
Well, from us casting personally, but even actually potentially generally, I think it's
I think
said it.
Yeah, I think overall.
16-5, right? Yesterday against the French boys. So right now they're on track to beat it.
Pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. Yeah, there's not a lot of room here for Dynamo Eclot. Of course, as noted, as is obvious, they won't have to eco things out. So they will have some kind of a buy in all these rounds to battle for their survival. And they're actually opting to spend money into this one. Rather than hold their pistols and their scout, they have actually bought up a little, although MBQ, and in particular Kafida, hasn't. Kafida's only got Julies, which are really not stereotypical to your rifle rounds. Detour tries to go in with a flash there, I believe. XANTARES, though, able to dodge it and just survives. And I mean, that kind of sums it up, doesn't it? You know, they are able to take these fights and win them, even if it's just by a hair, but they're just not losing gunfights.
It's also just such audacity, isn't it? Confidence for XANTARES. He's taking that fight with full expectation. He's not going to struggle at all. Exactly what he gets. Flash going to come through over towards top mid. Nobody showing face, at least early doors. 2-2 split left for Dynamo Eclot. 2 remaining on A. Have got a real tough job here. Gives them Valencio, post up. Playing towards the site, but the bomb's not committed at all, so they still could go towards B if they want.
Utility towards A. On the way. Rotations have got to come into this A bomb site and fast, but you can see with the widespread major in particular, they have great control of A now, particularly to cut off those rotations. Just wait for some of the utility to go down before they make their move in. No rush. No danger. Major holding the line. Nice little smoke. Keep those rotations away from him. NBQ is close to the action here. And Arquez going to be good for 1. NBQ charges forward for 2, though, on the MG9. He's now swapped up to an AK. Can't survive it. Is it enough for the scout to deal with WOXİC with the instant trade? Oh, tense. It is close, but Eternal Fire, thanks to that early opener, are able to find themselves map, series, and of course, Pro League point.
Yeah, 1 more point. That Pro League spot. And you got to say as well, deserved. From the way in which they've played so far, it's been an emphatic performance. Oh, that's one of the best comebacks all year. He just spams the smoke. XANTARES takes no prisoners. Detour gets deleted.
Might just be it. Might just be the one that they need. MBQ, though, pushing down mid. Very quick here. Ooh, could have come away with a little bit more. Major able to get around the corner and escape him. They do have a quick flank coming in, as it were, but they'll be aware of it now. They've got control of the B site itself as well. Trying to spam down, but it doesn't happen. XANTARES goes unchecked. Big kill, big pressure. Tag from the AWP, I believe. All the same, 4 versus 3 to survive here. Utility coming in, Major. Looking to join his teammate, maybe play around this smoke as well. This B bomb site, man, is so difficult. So many angles. Great flash towards CT, and Anarquez is out of ammo on the repeat. Oh no, Mac 10 on high to seal the deal. Just Kafida.